Welcome back, golfers, and today we have a brilliant one for you. We're going to actually play my favourite practice game of all time, and it's perfect for the winter months. We're going to do a few holes with only a few clubs in the bag. So we've got rid of most of them, a few clubs to play with. Let's see what shots we've got to start to create out here on the beautiful Duchess golf course here at Woburn. Okay. So if you followed me for a while, you'll know that I'm a huge advocate of being able to hit your clubs multiple different ways. So being able to create different shots, higher, lower, little softer ones, all those sort of things, right? I'm a big advocate of that, and I think golfers don't do it enough. So this game right here is the perfect game to go and practice, especially in the winter, you know, where maybe some golf courses are going to start to ban trolleys, things like that, and you just want to carry a little bag and just take half a set. So what I've got here, I've gone driver, we've got the 5-iron, we've got the 7-iron, we've got the 9-iron, and a 56-degree wedge, and a putter if I decide to do a bit of putting. But that's all I've got in my bag here, okay? Now, the reason I've chose that for me personally right now is because we're on the Duchess golf course here, and it's a little bit tighter, a bit narrower, so I'm really going to test my driver, okay? So typically I'd hit a lot of hybrids and 3-woods around this golf course, but I'm going to take those out, so I have to do something a little bit different. I either have to nudge driver down there, okay, learn to hit a little fairway finder, or I'm going to take bolder lines, which is going to test my driving and see where it's at, right? I've also purposely taken out my hybrid and 3-wood for another reason. I want to practice my pitching. So par 5s, I don't want to be able to have the opportunity to go for it unless I happen to hit a really good drive and I've got like a 5-iron in, obviously, okay? So this is going to really test me in areas I want to be tested in, and it's just going to see what sort of shots I end up having to create and what goes on, right? So yeah, let's do it. Join me. Let's go and have some fun on the Duchess here, take some bold lines, hit some crazy shots, and see what we can start to manufacture around here. Okay, so we're starting on the 5th here, 360 yards. So it's quite a short, tight par 4, all right? And I'm actually going to go the bold route. So I'm going to hit driver here, and I'm going to go the bold route. It's going to force me to hit it long and left. I have to go long and left down here. Anything right is completely blocked out. So typically I'd play like a hybrid off here, loads of room short, loads of room to the right with that sort of shorter length. But this is going to force me to hit a bold line and down one of the narrowest parts of the hole. So I'm aiming down the left side over there and see if we can pump it down in there. It won't leave me long in, but let's see what we can do. Hold that line. Hold that line. Should maybe do that more often. That was all right, that. Let's go and see what that's left us. 89. Okay. 89 yards. 89. Winter rules, jobby. Thank you very much. Okay, 89. I'm actually going to chip a 9-iron here because this green slopes kind of back to front, so it's a little bit uphill to where this pin is. 56. I don't like that yardage basically with 56. I have to hit it quite hard. I don't like hitting my wedges hard. So I'm going to hit a little chippy 9-iron. See if we can get this just to stop up in the middle of the green, nice and soft. I expect this to come out a little bit lower, and hopefully have that little skip up. Let's try and control this distance more importantly. Pulled it a touch. Yeah, just got about slope a little bit there. Nice, quite happy with that actually. Pulled it a touch, but all good. Oh. All right, we'll have a little putt, so we can roll her in. Oh, that's one way to start it, isn't it? 20 feet, tap her in, off we go. That's why I love doing stuff like that. Like, I'd never hit 9-iron there, but it's like a nice little chippy one, 20 feet. Probably wouldn't hit my wedge much closer than that, to be honest. So it's just like you just start to really tap into some of these skills. It's brilliant, such good fun. Now, hole 6, 497, par 5. I'm going to hit driver, but again, I've taken out the clubs that I can get there in 2 with, so I'm going to be laying up here. But I'm going to hit driver, test driver again, and pretty straightforward this one in terms of the line. Yep. 211. 211. Cool, I'm not that far away in terms of being able to get there. What I'm going to do though, I think in this air, that's a push for 5-iron for me. So I'm going to hit this. Let me just get what that bunker is on the right. 190, one on the left, 170. What else have we got? 5, 7. Yeah, I'm going to hit 7-iron up short of that bunker, and I'm going to try and make 4 that way. So I have to use my 56, have to pitch it, do something in around there. Like I said, a little bit into breeze as well today. I think 5-iron's just not gonna get there. So I'm going to play short of that trap and see if we can make 4 that way. Should be nicely laid up. Sweet, go see what we've got from there. Just on that note, if you are ever laying up to something, please, please, please actually lay up, right? See, so many people get a yardage to say 170 and they hit their 170 club to that layup point and then wonder why it goes into bunkers, into trees, things like that. So if you're looking to lay up, pick a club that's actually going to lay up and it just physically cannot go in the trouble that you're trying to avoid. So that easy 7-iron for me was never, ever going to get to that bunker. I know that, and it's like absolutely thin the hell out of it, right? But even these softer conditions, not going to happen. It's just never going to get there. So yeah, please lay up. 67 yards. Nice. 56 hit. Rightio. 67. So again, doing kind of what I wanted to do, right? Take out the option of being able to go for par 5s to put myself in these scenarios to have to pitch a little bit. I feel like in my game I don't pitch it close enough, so I wanted to kind of just do this to be able to pitch more rather than go for everything. Let's test it. 67. Tight front pin. That's going to have to stick. Oh, that was so bad. Short goat. Ugh. Oh, I nearly got there. And that's exactly why I wanted to pitch more. Exactly why. Okay, and we left with a little putt, maybe a chip. Yeah, not happy with that. Okay, not actually as bad as I thought, to be fair. 12, 15 feet just off the green, but pin's quite tight, but looks a lot further from back there actually. Right. Let's see if we can go back to back. It can be quite quick off this, but we've got to balance that with judging the speed here. I'd always putt this as well here when you've got like minimal fringe to go through. I think the bad putt is probably going to be better than the bad chip, especially as it kind of all downhill running away from me here as well. I think even going through this, I think I'm going to control the speed better with a putter than I will do with a wedge. I feel like I've got more chances of holding this than I have a wedge shot, that's for sure. Hold it. Oh, hell of a putt. Nearly back to back, but we'll take that. Okay. 7th, par 3, 205. 205. So quite a good 5-iron number for me actually, this anyway, in today's sort of air. So lucked out with the yardage on this one. It's going to be a pretty stock 5-iron. This distance, I'm just trying to hit the middle of the green, right? I think it's just try and put a good swing on it, get in and around green somewhere. Pin's tucked to the right just a little bit. So there's a bit of a bigger portion left of the pin. So I'm going to sort of try and aim more in there. Certainly not aiming off of the green, but just left of that pin into the fat part of the green with this club. fraction, Toey. Go. Go. Oh yeah, I did just hit it. Okay, fraction short, not too bad. Just didn't quite get that one, but a little putt slash chip from the front there. Oh, that's a bit unlucky. So I brought two clubs up here because I wasn't too sure what was going to be in front of me. So you've got a little bit of a couple of scuff marks or old divots there, and then actually this has got to bounce through quite a few clusters of mud here. So I'm actually going to bump and run this with a 9-iron rather than putt this, simply because there's a little bit more stuff that I feel could affect the speed of the ball here, could affect the bounce of the golf ball, knock it off somewhere. So I would want to just 9-iron, lift this over this, and then it would read like a putt for the rest. So yeah, brought two clubs just in case. Like, you know, the hole before was much closer, had none of this to go through, it was more downhill. So putter was definitely the play. Bit more fringe, more stuff to go through. I feel like it's going to be better just landing this on the green and lifting it over it. Right, let's have a look. Quite a bit of swing left to right here as well, so I'm going to have to judge the landing area relative to that. Now come down, now come down. Boom. Happy with that. Don't think I could have judged putter better than that, to be honest. It was good. But again, good variety, right? Have you got different shots available to you? Putt off the fringe, chip on the fringe. Have you got some options that you know that if you get in that sort of scenario where you can lift it over the crap, you don't have to try and putt through it and bobble it around? Or even are you actually looking at that and taking that into consideration, and just going to putter, for example, all the time because you've heard or you just think that's the best option, whereas it might not be, right? Stuff like this is great. Just you're forced into different options. You could even have a day where you don't take your putter out, and then you have to do different things, right? And you obviously just wouldn't putt on the green, but give yourself options. I love options because you just never know what sort of lie you're going to get, what situation you're going to be in, what you have to do, right? A happy walk is a long walk with a putter. I was about to do that one-handed, and I thought I'm going to miss for the camera here, so let's just do it. Actually, put that one down. I mean, the classic, wouldn't it? Happy walk and then nobble it 4 foot past. Okay, hole 8. So this is literally a 90-degree dog leg to the right. Now, I only actually have to hit this about 240 yards. 5-iron's never going to get there, okay? So I'm going to have to hit like a bit of a teed down fairway finder with a driver, and I'll walk you guys through how I play that and how you can kind of start to maybe bring that into your own game. But I'm going to tee it right down. It should come out like a little cut, this shot, okay? So I'm going to take some speed out of it by hitting a little slider, and like I said, tee it down. I'm going to make sure the face is aiming left and where I want the golf ball to start. All right, baseline's going to be a bit left, and I'm just going to work across that line, and that should just impart some slight soft side spin on it. Like I said, take out some speed, take out some distance so I don't run into those trees at the back, because then if I hit this anything more than like 70%, it's going to run all the way through. So it's nice little, this is like my little fairway finder if I need to find a fairway. Little peeler, works well with this whole shape as well. I'll just start to slide now. Yeah, nice. Very easy effort, 70%. Just takes off some speed. And just, for me, I know that finds fairways every single time. So there is times where you do not need your longest drive. We've all had it, right? Batting on the golf course, can't find fairways with driver. So what have you got? Have you got another shot? Or have you got another club that you can go to that, granted, it's not going to be your longest shot. You're not looking for it to be longest at that point. You're looking for it to find fairways. And where this golf shot's great, especially with driver, you'll see from the flight that was much lower, brought it down. So therefore it's great for like wind. If you're playing in wind and, you know, sideways wind, and you just need to bring the ball down and not let it spin around up there, works really, really well. So again, having to tap into complete different shots, because I would usually hit hybrid here. Very stock hybrid, very easy, down the middle, doesn't go long as the trees. But this is making me think about it. What have I got to do with this to be able to pull it off? 153. 153. Okay. Back pin. Little 7-iron, I think. Little 7-iron. 9-iron, I don't think I can get back there, especially with that little ridge. If it lands short, it's just down. I'm leaving myself a horrible putt. So, typical 7-iron distance, 165. 165 to 170 would be my go-to. So I'm going to have to take a good 20 yards off of this. Wind, okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grip down on it ever so slightly, because I know that just reduces about 5 to 7 yards for me. So there's kind of one way you can start to reduce distance by shortening the club itself. Now the distance the club head travels, or the speed that it can travel at, is limited. Think about driver, right? Further, longer handle, club head travels further, creates more speed. Wedge, shorter, doesn't travel as far, so can't generate as much speed, okay? So I'm going to go down it a little bit, and I'm going to narrow the stance as well. So by narrowing the stance, for me again, I know this takes out a bit of speed, and it reduces how much I can move and how much power I can generate. Okay, so I shorten it to like almost like a pitch, right? So for me, I'm going to hit like a pitch 7-iron. That's the way I would describe it in my head. I've gripped down, change my stance, and then I've got to commit to a nice swing there, and hopefully trust that the setup changes have done all the work for me, basically. And see if we can get that back on that back tier. That's tight back there, by the way. All right, come on. Grip down, narrow a stance, little pitch. Come on, let's get it back there. Oh, it's online. Go. Go, 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 go. Stay. Hoo-hoo. Stay there. We're back there, baby. We're back there. Love that. I love doing this, man. It's so good. Just find out all these little things. You have to get creative, different shots. Again, you just don't do it in normal play. But the more I do this, the more I find these sort of shots are so much easier to hit than trying to go at like 95, 100% everything. I find I play my best golf when I end up having to hit a lot of iron shots in particular, but iron shots like this where I'm going up a couple of clubs and I'm just pitching stuff in. Obviously when you get to the longer stuff, you 5-4 irons, you know, when you've got to try and hit further distances, of course, you're probably swinging those a bit closer to your full out, but 7-iron down, I love this stuff. Like just easy irons, guide it, get it close rather than trying to hit it as far as you can. There's too much of an obsession with how far do I hit my clubs. Like, my 7-iron goes 180. Cool, it might do, but how often do you hit it close at 180 with a 7-iron? Probably find a distance where you could swing your 7-iron consistently and it goes 160, but your dispersion from the hole is like 20 feet. I'd much rather be that guy than the guy that wangs it 180 once and is 100 feet from the flag every time, right? Always repair your pitch marks, ladies and gents. Always, always, always. Nothing more frustrating than seeing a undone pitch mark. Rightio. A little birdie chance. Fancy it. Flag out. You a flag in or a flag out person, eh? What's what? I'm definitely a flag out. Definitely a flag out. Still a bit old school in that respect. Longer parts, you know, when you used to have to tend it, for example, leave the thing in, obviously. Right. So recently I'm trying like this double line on the ball for putting, just to see if I can visually see what's going on better. Struggling lining up at the moment, so I'm just going to try a couple of new things. I don't like sight lines on putters, so I've got like a very plain top on the putter, right? No sight lines, nothing. But I've just found recently I'm just struggling to match the face a little bit. So I'm trying these double lines at the moment. I'm not too much of a fan of a single line, so this double line feels like I can get a better relationship to the face. Okay. Now, one thing I would say with lines, by the way, if you're someone that uses a line, take the time to line it up, because so many times I see people use the line and it's not aiming where they actually want it to, and then they don't even match the putter line on their putter to that line. So now you've got like 3 different start lines. Okay, so then you see all sorts of compensations to try and match the lines together. So if you're going to use a line, just, you know, within reason, take your time to line it up and make sure you've got it right, make sure you're happy with it. So then you know it's on your start line. And if you're not going to bother doing that, then just don't, okay? I just wouldn't bother. Rightio. I'll get there. Another bird. Another bird. 2 under 3 4. I don't want to jinx it, but I've been 2 under 3 4 on this golf course for a while. Maybe I need to just not take my clubs out with me and just chip it around all day. It's great. Numero 90. Okay. 398. Tough par 4, this one. As you'll see through the camera lens, it's tight. Really tight. Now, this time of year, it's actually a little bit more friendly now. The ground started to slowly soften up. The fairway holds a bit better, but anyone that's played this golf course, and you guys members here, that anything left half of this fairway, like, just goes, it's gone, like it's dead. So you have to almost get quite creative with where you hit this and try and hold it up into the slope, or make sure you're far enough down the right hand side so at least when it cambers, it comes back. But it's a bit more of a free license when the ground's like this. You don't have to be so precise in where it is in the fairway. Albeit it's still quite tight, right? So you've still got to hit a good golf shot. So we're going driver here. Driver. To be honest, I would off this back tee typically hit driver anyway. In the heights of the summer, I wouldn't. I'd hit like a hybrid down the right, and it would just run to the same place. But still, we haven't got that, and it's a committed driver. Hold. Yep, just on the right half. Nice. 1, 2, 3. And a little wipe. 1, 2, 3. To be fair, it's quite a nice little chippy 9-iron. Very similar scenario to the last, where I'd have, it's about 20 yards shorter of my full distance. So very similar approach to the last hole. I'm going to grip down on it, a narrower stance, and then just pitch it in there. Now this green slope's a little right to left. Again, it's a bit soft, it's not going to do massive, but I'm going to sort of try and be a bit more in the right half here. The ball is also a fraction above my feet, so if anything, I'm going to expect this to start and perhaps curve a bit more to the left. Wind a hair off the right, so that'll counteract some of that, but I'm going to play against that, and I'm going to sort of aim in that 10-foot right of the pin, in that right half there, just to make sure if it does want to start left or curve a little bit off this lie, that I'm okay. If I start it too straight and it finishes left side of that green, it slopes towards the bunker, and I just haven't got that much room to play with on that side. So aiming into that right portion, it stays there, it's okay because of the slope. And if like I said, the slope on or the lie gets it, then I'm also going to be okay. Right, come on then. Big bounce. Needs a bounce. Come on. Front edge. Didn't quite get out. A bit toey. Only about 25 feet or so, just short. But where I wanted to, on that right side, another 5 yards, I think that'd have been really good. Just, didn't quite get it. Wasn't far off. That literally needed a couple extra yards, and that would have just cambered in real nice. Right. Go the lines again. It felt actually quite good in that last putt. Another quite big swing on this one. And obviously I'm just off the fringe, right? So driver. Putter's going to be the club. Speed's the biggest thing here. I can get speed right. I'm not expecting to hold this necessarily. Yeah, there's never enough down there, but okay. Stay at 2, we're good. Okay, hole number 10, 495. So it's just a driver here off the tee. Nothing I wouldn't do any different here. But again, I've taken out the option of getting there in 2 for sure today off this tee. So we'll see what this leaves us. All good. 220 to the front. So just I'm going to 5-iron up there, leave it well short. There's 2 bunkers up greenside, which we can't see from here because of the undulation, but the 5-iron is going to leave me short of those, no issues. So leave me some sort of pitch/chip up the green. Oh, that was scabby. It's going to work though. That'll run up there nicely. Beauty of layout. How many times do we all mess up the layout shots as well, by the way? I'm going to hit this club because it's nice and easy, and then whong. But go away with that. We're scabby, but we'll be all right. It's up there. 48. 49 yards. So the little scabber has done us really well. And there's something to that as well, by the way. Like when you make better decisions. Now, obviously, I had a chance to go for that, but sometimes it's better, looking at where you're trying to hit the bigger parts. This is by far the safest area to hit it down here on this par 5, unless you're going to take the risk-reward shot and try and obviously get it close and run the risk of the bunkers. Something I find when I've done it myself, and B, when I'm out on the golf course with people, when you're choosing the right shots, your bad ones tend to be much better. You just get away with more. So I hit a crappy golf shot there. Thinned it all the way down here, but it's run down, it's absolutely fine. If I'd have flushed it, I'd have been in exactly the same place. If I'd obviously done that with like a hybrid or a 3-wood, tried to go for it, I don't think I'd have got away with it as much. The miss is probably going to be worse, but obviously it's risk reward at that point. You're kind of trying to take it on and see where you go. So not that you're intentionally trying to thin it, but what did I say, 49, 48. Okay, just 56 here, pretty standard. Little front pin, see if we can get this one close. Smelly lie. Not trying to do anything different on this lie though, I'm just really trying to make sure that my balance is good, and I'm trying to just make good contact and focus on that yardage. Good contact, just sit a little bit. Oh, go in. Oh, you go, bugger. That was close. That was only old slam dunk. That's left me a horrible little 3-foot downhill though. I'll take it. How close was that? Look at that, right on line, right behind it. So at least I know my 50 yardage is dialed in. But like I said, I've got a smelly downhill putt. But on that point, I read a really cool stat actually, which surprised me. But basically, a 4-foot putt downhill and a 4-foot putt uphill, statistically, there is the same make and miss percentage. There's actually no difference. Most people would fear, this one more. I think we do, and I just did it then, right? I've got a smelly downhill putt. But statistically, uphill versus downhill, for all the stats that have been recorded, that the miss-make percentage is exactly the same. So when people say about trying to leave it below the hole and things like that, it's not actually true. It's a bit of a golfing myth that it doesn't matter if it's 4 foot below the hole or 4 foot above, unless obviously you're on some crazy slopes, right? Which you won't really get too many of. You should have the same chance of holding it. So it might just help you guys in terms of if you ever get that, then actually you're all good. Okay, come on. Not actually too sure about this. I think this has to come off the right slightly. So I'm going to go on right edge. Right edge. Yeah, I'm honestly not 100% sure here. So I'm just going to have to commit to my line it up. And if I get it, I get it. Come on. Just make a good stroke. That's all you can do. Just to make a good stroke. Yes. Good job out of the hole. I was about 3 foot past. Oh, hey. 3. By the way, I don't play golf at this usually, but I think I'm going to start looking at my game a little bit differently, hitting some different shots from time to time at certain yardages. I'm certainly going to make notes of some of this stuff that, you know, the 7-iron I hit, the 9-iron I hit, felt quite comfortable, and I've not put myself in any danger. Again, I've laid up on a par 5. Granted, I've got to have good distance control on my wedges to be able to give myself these chances, right? So no, then you can look at that as an area to make sure you spend some time practicing. But give myself chances. I've made 4 on a very reachable par 5 without going for it and running the risk of hitting in the bunkers, only from a reason that I didn't physically have the clubs to get there, right? All right, see what we can do. Hole 11, what we got here? 388. 388. So, fairway finder again here for me. That little slider I'm going to need. If I hit 5-iron, I'm left with just way too much club in there. Obviously 400 yards. It's going to leave me. They're not going to have a shot from that really. 5-iron at a push. So I'm going to have to hit like a little fairway finder driver again, which will kind of get me to that corner and then hopefully leave me 7-iron. Yeah, I've probably got something I can hit in there, but fairway finder incoming. So it should work nicely with the shape of this hole. Face a bit left. Just a little slider. Go on, skip up. Yeah, nice. Lovely, lovely. 137. And the golf course has definitely thrown me a curveball here. Quite a big upslope. 137. Okay. So what can I expect from here? Ball's on upslope. It's going to launch higher, basically, right? So easy rule of thumb, you need more club, all right? Now, obviously, 9-iron, definitely not going to get there off that upslope. I'm just not going to get it back there, so I'm going to have to go 7-iron. Going to have to take some off this, so I'm probably going to go a little bit grip down on this. And I'm going to, basically from here, what I like to tell people is let the slope launch it higher, right? Don't try and work against the slope and keep it down. Just change club to get that extra bit of distance and bring the flight down a little bit for you naturally. Try and work against this sort of stuff, like it just doesn't work, right? So I'm expecting this to launch higher. 137. It's quite a good 7-iron to be fair. It's going to definitely launch up. Pin's all the way back there, so I want to make sure I get it back there, otherwise I'm going to have a monster putt. Just hold your line. Just hold your line. Yeah, it should be back left. Might have just on the fringe, but it should hopefully be back there. And to be honest, something I forgot there, because the ball's a little bit above my feet as well on this upslope, it did start a fraction left. So I just didn't quite factor that in. So I got a little bit lucky with where that's finished, but I would have expected to see that off of that slope as well, a bit more of a leftward start direction. But lucky didn't get punished too much. Bit of an unfortunate mud ball. Who's it said that? Bubba Watson, wasn't it? Mud ball. Now, luckily it's not kind of where I've got to make contact, it's on the top of the ball. So it could take a bounce somewhere when it lands on the green, but obviously there's nothing I can do about it. So I'm just going to try and hit my shot as normal or as best as I can. Lie's good, I've not really got to do anything here. What am I trying to do? I'm just going to try, I've got my 56 degree wedge. open the face just a little bit to give me a bit of loft. Just trying to pop this, land it in and around here somewhere. I think it's going to stop quick enough. Little downhill, but I don't want to land it in this stuff because it's just going to grab up straight away. So I've got to get it here at least, give myself a chance of a putt. Oh, muddy bastard. Just shot straight away, but such a good chip as well. Quite fancied that. Although, we're happy. Tap in. Make sure you clean the mud off it first, by the way, because otherwise the putt will bobble. Okay. A little bit pressure now. 3 under, a couple of holes to play. I'll try and hold on to this, aren't I? Okay, 2 holes to play. 382. This is a tough one now off this tee. This is hybrid all day long, like just so comfortable. But with this doglegging right to left, it doesn't overly suit that little cut. However, it is better to be on the right-hand side here than it is to the left because of the shape of the hole. So I'm going to again try and hit that little fairway finder with driver. Going to start this sort of like middle. Try not to hopefully let this bleed too much, but if it does cut a little bit to that right-hand side, it's going to be fine. I know I'm safe out there, but I don't really have another shot here. There's no line that exists here that I can just hit a full driver. Full driver's just into the trees, any line I try and take here. So I've got to do something with this to take some speed off. And it's got to go at least, I'd say 240 or so 5 iron again's out of the equation. I can't hit that. All right. I've actually had a really good line. That could be really good. Yeah, that might have taken most of the corner actually. I like these little chippy drivers. 110, nearly really good. I thought I'd found this little 5-yard slither of fairway. Right, 110 out the rough, all downhill to that pin. See how bad that actually is. Not too bad. I don't think that's going to fly, which is going to be the advantage I'm going to have here. Coming out the rough, it's obviously going to run out a little bit more. So I can't land this all the way back there at 110. I'm going to go with, so I've just got a little sprinkle here, it says 99 to the front. So I'm actually going to go in around that number. I'm going to try and pitch a 9-iron at about 100 yards and let it just feed back there. Okay, grip down on it a little bit because the ball's above my feet, so I want to just shorten the club so I don't run the risk of lengthening the radius too much and hitting it fat. So I'm just going to grip down on the club a little bit because of the lie. 100-yard pitch with a 9-iron. I snagged it. Get lucky with a bounce. Yeah, just snagged it in that rough and pulled it. But it just wasn't strong enough with the face through that, but it'll be up pin high. I'm just gonna have a nasty little chip now. It's not very friendly over there. Not the place to miss this one really, is it? Now the lie's good, luckily. Nothing else to say about that. It's all downhill as it goes onto the green. Goes into a dip if I hit this too long. I've obviously got some long grass here. I've got to make sure it avoids so it doesn't stay up here because I need to give myself a chance of a putt here. Need to give myself a chance of a putt. So I've got 56. Again, I'm going to have to open the face a little to give me some loft. And I'm going to have to use this fringe here, I think, to slow it down. I'm going to have to. I don't want to land it in this long stuff, but I'm going to have to use the fringe to slow it down. Just need to get it into this front portion. I'll be really happy with that. Because if anything lands on the green, I feel it's going to run on and might run the risk of getting down that second slope. But really, key is just to make sure I give myself a chance of a putt. Give myself a chance of a putt, anywhere sort of like 6 to 10 feet. And we're good. We're good. Come on. I just kicked the other way. Sit down, sit down. See how quick that is, Jesus. Thought I'd land it enough rough. Okay. Well, 10 feet was good. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. But that was, again, all I didn't want to do there was leave that in there or long. That was such a tough shot. Goes to show as well, like when you're talking about course management and where the importance of missing in the right places can be when you're giving yourself the easiest putts or easiest chips. Now obviously that club just got snagged back there and unfortunately missed on this side, but it's not the best place to miss, but we've got a chance. Let's see if we can save par here and keep this streak going. Got a ball outside left. This one, just had a good look at it off camera. Now, come on. Oh, get in there. I'm actually pumped about that. That's unreal. I got away with that big time. Big time. But a good putt. Again, I just knew I was going to be left somewhere here, right? So just like, right, just give yourself a chance for a putt. Give yourself a chance for a putt. Don't do anything silly. Don't leave it up there or don't scull it down there. You've always got a chance from here. And something I was just thinking about then, actually, like, interesting. Like, I've obviously not really missed a golf shot till now, until I said on the last green about I've got to keep this run up. Now, I don't think there was necessarily anything conscious that happened there. It just so, you know, ultimately, I'm not going to keep that energy and that level of golf shot going for that long. Like in a round of golf, it just doesn't keep going for 18 holes, right? Unless we're the best players in the world and we're playing in places like the Ryder Cup where you've got all that energy and adrenaline pumping around. At some point in your round of golf, you're having a really nice purple patch. You're going to have patch where you hit adequate golf shots. They're just not good enough to what you have been, right? But that doesn't mean the wheels are going to start to fall off. Doesn't mean all of a sudden that's it. Oh no, what's going on here? Like I've lost the ability to play. Like it's going to happen, and real like something for everyone to kind of bear in mind there is be aware of that and really accept that it's fine. You're going to hit some golf shots where you're off slightly. Doesn't mean you can't get up and down. But even if I'd have dropped one there, it's like okay, fine, not a problem. Like, geez, I'm 3 under through the 8 holes. Like it's not a problem. Bogeys aren't going to be problematic. Move on, start again. Just if I don't make another birdie, it's not a problem. But you just got to refresh, right? So really, the message there is, don't worry if you hit a couple of bad golf shots. Just keep going. Just keep resetting. Keep doing what you need to do. Like it doesn't mean that things are going to fall off a cliff, right? Okay, one more to go. Let's see what we can do here, guys. Come on. 199. 5 iron it is basically. No other option. Back left pin. Middle of the green again from this sort of distance. Trying not to do anything crazy. Happy with middle of the green on this sort of yardage. Give myself a chance of a putt. Come on. Good swing to finish. I've just pushed it a touch. Go. Go, 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 go. Okay, should be all right. Front right of the green. Long putt. Not the best strike, but okay. We're about 45, 50 feet here nearly. Wedge distance. This is much more about getting this as close as possible. And that putt, you're going to see in a minute, comes quite a bit right to left. This is tough. This is going to be tough. So I'm genuinely in realistic 3-putt territory here. Like this sort of slope, this sort of distance. I think statistically you'd probably 3-putt these as many times as you'd 1-putt for sure, right? Or sorry, you're more likely to 3-putt than you are to hole this by far. So I'm just trying to, just trying to do my best here to give myself the shortest second putt possible, navigate the slope well enough, and I think the line's that tree. Yeah, I reckon the tree. Right side of the tree I'm going to go. I'm not actually using the lines on the ball for this one because it's such a long putt. I don't feel like I necessarily need to. Just more focused on the speed here. That's just my preference, by the way, and I'm not saying I'm right. Now start coming. Now start coming. Go on, go, 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 go. Foot too slow. Foot too slow. Fraction short on speed, but it's pretty good from that distance. I'm pretty happy. I give myself a chance of a 3 here. I've still got quite a bit of break in this. This is actually a tough putt. Making sure that line's where I want it. About ball outside, I think is going to be good. Come on. I thought that was gone. I thought that was low. Oh man, what a 9 holes. That was brilliant. So I didn't expect that, by the way, but it just shows, like, when you start to have to get creative, hit different shots, you'll start to find out and learn so much about your own golf game. You'll perhaps go, oh wow, I've been hitting this shot from there, but I'm much better at doing this. Like, this is so easy. Whatever that might be, around the greens, all of a sudden you're taking out your favourite wedge, and then now you've got to hit different styles of chip shots, and you might start to find that there's ones that actually you're better at rather than the ones you're genuinely doing. Okay, so yeah, 3 under for 9 holes. I haven't done that for a while. That was really good. So there's certainly some things I can learn from my own game there, and things I'm going to do more often. But what a fantastic game to play. It's brilliant. Half a set in the winter. Get out there, really learn how to hit your clubs different distances, different styles. It's so underrated, and golfers just don't do it enough. And it's a great way to spend time on the golf course and obviously practice. But yeah, guys, have a go. Leave me a comment. How did you do? What did you find out? What did you learn about your own game? If you like this video and want more content like this, then please give me a thumbs up. And as always, please subscribe to the channel, because it does mean the world to me, helps me create more content for you guys to play better golf. I'll see you soon. Thank you.